What's going on, guys? It's Brandon. Thanks for watching today's video. We're going to be setting the time on this G-Shock. This is my Casio G-Shock, the GA2100. Awesome watch, but it's not super straightforward how to set the time because every other watch basically out there has a crown here. You just, twist that crown. You might have to unlock it, but you twist the crown to set the time. That's not the case here. I just recently reset it because I had daylight savings time. It wasn't automatically set. And I thought if I'm having trouble resetting my watch, you guys might too. So we're just going to go over it. And it's actually not as hard as it looks. So we'll get right into it. The first thing you want to do is you want to make sure your watch is just in the timing mode. So you should see the second, not second hand, the seconds ticking away down here in the time right here. So that's how you know you're just in your regular timing mode. You're going to go ahead and you're going to hold the adjust button. Okay, so that beeps. You're going to hear the beep. If you have it that turned off, you may not hear a beep. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But the cool thing about that is no matter where you have the handset, as you can see, they were kind of blocking that display. They're going to move on out of the way. So I have mine set to Anchorage, Alaska. That's where I'm currently set. You can use these two buttons, this one to go backwards, this one to go forwards, and you're going to want to click that and just cycle through until you're in your time zone that you want to be. Again, I'm in Alaska, so I'm going to set mine to Anchorage. Once you have it in the right area, you're going to go ahead, press the mode button. Next thing we have here is the daylight savings time. So you can either have this on or off. I had mine off, and that's why I had an issue. So you're going to want to head and turn that on if that's a feature you want on. I'm going to put on, and then you're going to press this button again to continue. So this is if you want it on 12-hour or 24-hour time. I like the 12-hour. Some people like that military time because you already have the analog time here. That's what's cool about the G-Shocks is you can go ahead and do that. But I'm going to go ahead with the 12-hour time. And you're just going to advance it every time right here. So this is actually the seconds counting, and you can't set the exact second, but if you hold this button down, you're going to be able to reset those seconds to 0. So you could reference this with the exact time. This time is already, exact because I already reset it. But you could do that if you want to set this watch to exact reference time starting at 0. And then, of course, the hour, the minutes, you're going to want to change that to, that reference time. Next one's the year. So we're at 2023. You're going to want to make sure that's correct. You want all of this stuff correct, guys, because you can do a lot with the G-Shock. It can be a world timer. It can be an alarm clock. All these different things, but you want to make sure it's set exactly right because if one thing's off, it's all going to be off. But once it's all set up, it's actually, super easy because it kind of does everything for you on the display once it's set. So that's your month, the day. This is what I was talking about, that if you didn't hear the beep, it's because you have it set off. So that little music note means that it was on. So now it's on mute. I'm going to keep it on because you only hear it if you press the buttons. And I kind of like knowing when I press a button because then you're going to know if you're out of that timing only mode. And I just think it's easier to keep track if you have that on. But again, that's definitely a personal preference. So this one's the light, guys. I have my light set to 1 second. You can also set it to 3 seconds. So that's just going to be when you press that light button and it lights up the little display here, how long you want that light running. I don't use that feature all too often. This watch does have lume on the hour hands and the minute hand, so I don't use the light all too often. And I'm going to keep that at 1. It's not a big difference, but this watch is not the solar edition. This is the quartz, regular quartz edition. So that extra couple of seconds will eat up a little bit more battery life every time you do press the button. And for something I don't use all the time, I think just keep it at 1. But again, that's going to be a personal preference. So let's go ahead and go through that. Perfect. So now we're all the way back at that original screen, right where you want to be. Everything is set. If you miss something, you can just go ahead and cycle through again. No big deal, but you want to make sure you're ending on this screen here. And then what we're going to do is we're simply going to press the adjust button. And it automatically sets the time, which I think is pretty cool. So not that hard, guys. Again, to start that whole thing off, you're just going to want to hold the adjust button, and then you basically cycle through everything there, set it here, and then when you're all done, you're going to go ahead and hit that adjust button. This is a really fun watch, guys. I recommend checking out G-Shock, checking out this watch specifically. I work out in it a lot. It's kind of my workout watch. I hike with it sometimes, but watches are only useful if they're accurate. So make sure you don't have this watch sitting around because you weren't quite sure how to set it. So I hope this video helped you guys out. Please do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. That's going to help me out a lot. And go ahead and subscribe to the channel because that's going to help me out a lot too. Let me know in the comments what G-Shock you're trying to set. Again, this video was for my Casioak, but you're going to go ahead and set all G-Shocks just like this. All right, thank you guys for watching. Talk to you on the next one.